Hey, what's going on guys, LS6 here and welcome back to another behind the scenes video. This time I'll be going over the Titanfall meets Minecraft in real life video that I just did. And I have to say, this video took me a lot of time to make, maybe like a week, 5 or 6 days of just editing, and I'm talking about 10 to 12 hours of editing per day. And about around 1.5 days of just rendering all the titans that I have in this video with you know, using the 3D program. It's kind of slow, so yeah, plus my PC is kind of not that great. Alright, let's get into the first scene right here. If I disable or hide the sword in this scene, you can see this black thing right here, and that thing, my friends, is a case for pencils. So I took it out and I added a piece of white paper so I can easily track it, and instead of that I can put the sword. And this is all the tracking data that you're gonna see right here, this red sort of rectangle that you see right here. And it was much easier to track before this video. When I used to add swords to, you know, the guys, I just used to track the hand, like the fingers, as you can see right here. I pretty much tracked those, but that data was harder to track, and by using this new sort of technology that it's not really something special, I actually saved a lot of time, and I made the overall sword movement a bit more smoother, a bit more realistic. And of course, as always, you have to put a mask so you kind of show the sword. Alright, you're not supposed to appear in this area, and I'm just gonna show you the, yeah, there we go. This is the mask that I used to hide the parts of the sword that needed to be hidden, because it's supposed to say, you know, behind his hand, right? If I don't use the mask, let me show you how that looks. Pretty bad, right? There we go. This is how it looks, and this is not this is weird. In this next scene, there are some things that I wanted to show you, like I don't know if you maybe noticed, but this mountain here in the background is kind of added. I added it in because it was kind of empty in the background, and I just wanted to add some stuff. And the house that you see right here, I built it inside Minecraft, and I just green screened it in, or actually no, because it wasn't moving, I just masked it out, and I'm gonna show you that right now. You can see, there we go, this is the mask. And I also added a little bit of shadow, if you guys can see. Always, you know, I always like to add shadow, make things a little bit more realistic. It's not a huge difference, but you can definitely see some difference here. And apart from that, we also have this little small thingy right here. I don't know how is it called. And overall, this scene was pretty empty without all these items, so I'm glad that I filled it in. In this scene, actually, the tree, it wasn't that hard to make this scene, because all I had to do was just paint over the tree, and I'm gonna show you that right now. So you can see, if I remove this, the tree looks like this. Plus I added this sort of what do you call this? It's the inside of a tree. I just downloaded a few pictures from Google Images. Obviously, I always do that, and I added those in. And yeah, that's how it's pretty easy to do this scene, especially if you're not moving the camera too much. And as you can see, once everything is set, it looks like the tree is actually cut like just like it is in Minecraft, and it's really a nice, interesting effect. In this scene, what's important to notice is that the mountains in the background are added, you know, afterwards. And yeah, obviously I've told you before how I add in the creepers. I might do like a detailed tutorial on some more things on how I actually do that step by step, but for now it's just like this. And again, in this shot, I'm just gonna show you the of course, this pencil cases that the guys were holding, which made my job a lot easier. I was able to track not only the position but the rotation of the objects. Plus in this case, they actually do hold something in their hand, because before that they were just kind of putting their fists up, and there wasn't much space in between the fingers. I'm talking about this space right here, from this to this. So it looked a bit and it was a bit harder for me to actually put sword in there, because they weren't actually holding anything. This way they're actually holding something, and it feels much more like they're holding swords than, you know, nothing. And another thing that in this video there was just a lot of it is rotoscoping, and this is what rotoscoping does. Let me show you. I mean, I've showed you before, but without rotoscoping, this video would have looked just awful. It just wouldn't work at all. As you can see, the sword right here is completely in frame, which is supposed to be completely, you know, behind it, did not be shown. And there we go, the rotoscoping again helped right here to make the sword appear like it's actually behind the guy, because that's where it's supposed to be. And of course you have the additional hand masking that I had to do frame by frame, guys. All the scenes that you see, I pretty much had to go frame by frame and just adjust the mask individually for each frame for both guys. And on top of that, I had to, you know, just do all the additional stuff, so it was pretty hard, yeah. Okay, now in this shot there are actually a lot of effects. Not only the creepers in the background, the sword right here, the masking of the sword, the overall rotoscope of both of these guys. Let me show you that. The rotoscope was actually really crucial for this scene. If I didn't have it, it would look something like this. And as you can see, the robot's hand is going completely out of where it shouldn't be, so the rotoscoping really sold out the effect right here. And apart from all the dust that you see in this scene right here, I'm gonna remove it right now. You can see that there is a crack in the ground and a little pieces flying just as they land. So I wanted to add a lot of effects to make this, you know, look as probably as what it would actually really happen in real life, even though it's not completely accurate, obviously. But yeah, I tried to make it as close as I can. Now all the Titans were made inside Maya, which is a 3D program, and I showed you guys this program before. It's really good. Right here I'm just showing you the scene where I circle around the Titans, and you can see this kind of small shaped green thing is right here. Those are all the tracking points that I used to track this scene, and I use that motion tracking data to show how the program or the computer, how I move the camera around the environment, so I can actually move the camera inside here and render the frames just like that, so they actually look like they fit inside the scene. As you can see, it's pretty snappy, it's pretty much there, and yeah, the camera moves just like it should move, just like I moved it in real life. And after that, all you really need to do is just animate the robots. In this scene there wasn't much animation, but in the other scenes there was. And you know, apply some sun, and right here you can see this is the ground layer that I just applied on those on this ground sort of layer here. Only the shadows will be shown, because you need to have some kind of shadows that are being casted on the ground, and this is used to just do that. And then you got the sphere, which I don't know if you can see in this scene, but you should be able to see it in this one right here. There we go. It's a giant ball used to, you know, calculate all the reflections that are happening inside the scene, so the Titans can have as much of a realistic reflections. And yeah, they fit much better when they have better reflections, and they kind of match the scene better. Now this scene was particularly cool because you get to see a first person from inside one of the Titans. You can see the other Titan getting ready to shoot here. And right here you can see the first, you know, the first person of the minigun being held. What I did for this effect is I went into the 3D program that I used to make the Titans, and I just attached the camera to kind of his eyes, and I got this nice cool first person shot right here, which you can see it's a separate layer on top of everything. The creepers are right here just being whatever, we're gonna die, so yeah, we're gonna have sad faces. Now what's interesting about this shot is that I have sort of a ground hole right here, and it's really easy to do. What I did was I just recorded footage. Let me show you the original footage of what this ground hole here is. Apart from being heavily color corrected, as you can see right here, if we also remove the mask, you can start to see that this is just a small video of me making a hole and just placing these small you know, dirt blocks here, so it looks like there's something going on right there, and the ground just exploded. Now if you just mask out the part where the ground is destroyed and you add it into the scene, you can see it kind of makes an interesting effect. And of course you have to color correct it. Without color correction this effect just wouldn't look right, and I added a lot of color corrections. As you can see, it's pretty grayed out and desaturated, but it fits nicely with the whole thing. And that's pretty much it for this behind the scenes. Make sure you guys leave a like rating, or if you still haven't watched the original video, then go ahead and do that right now. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.